And welcome back, everybody, to another podcast of Dan-A-Plooza. I am your host, Dan the Man, and I am here with the very beautiful and talented voice actress, Christine Auten.
Hey, how's it going, everybody?
Hello.
Hello.
So, for those watching and future watching, you may recognize Christine Auten as Lady Death and Hope in the Lady Death movie 2004. Or,
2004. Oh.
yeah, or in Full Metal Alchemist, you
Yep.
may recognize, or in Bubblegum Crisis Tokyo.
2040. Tokyo
Yep,
2040.
2040, and
Yeah.
lots of other cartoons. So, first of all,
Oh, you
thank
forgot the
you.
you forgot the big one though. Akame got kill. I'm as death.
Oh, yes.
The big baddie.
The big baddie. All right. So, first of all, thank you for taking time out of your busy day to chill with us here on the Dan-A-Plooza land. So, let us go into our first segment, which is the honor segment.
Oh,
This is
okay.
where Dan the Man honors his guest for taking time for being on the show, and we listen to his words of praise. And
I'm supposed to sit here, right, and be praised.
yes, yes,
Okay.
that's
I can do that.
that's how it works. So we here at Dan-A-Plooza met Christine uh, in the cold of February.
It was
um,
very cold.
cold, um, but immediately great person, great connection, great with the fans, great t-shirt plug.
You got it. Yeah. T-shirt plug. I have those every size.
Yes. But you are so talented in all the voices that you do, Christine, and you are an amazing person to talk with and chat with. There's just something about you and the way you talk with fans, and it's very magical, and it's very great and humbling experiences to meet with you in person, to talk about you with these movies, and just to have you as a guest. So
That's very sweet. Well, I actually, I see a lot of fans at these shows, and I remember you completely. So I, I remember the interaction. We were in Morgantown, I believe.
yep.
Yes. See, I remember these things. And I remember all my, especially Lady Death fans, because there aren't many of you left. There's, it's an older show. So I remember every single Lady Death interaction I have. Someone actually even told me they had a hairless cat. They wanted a picture of me with the hairless cat with the poster of Lady Death. So he went home and got the cat and brought it back. And so I've got some great pictures of me and a hairless cat with a Lady Death poster next to it. So yeah. It looks like a little gremlin.
It's Mr. Bigglesworth from Austin
Yes.
Powers.
It's going to be my new mascot.
Yes. Love the Lady Death, Mr. Biggles. So we wanted to honor you today. This is about trying to create opportunities and move people forward. You're always welcome back here, and sometimes we have acting panels and other panels to network.
Oh, wonderful. Awesome.
So keep that in mind. Some of the guests that we had people from 13th Ghost. I don't know if you remember that horror movie.
I don't.
It is with Matthew Lillard and Tony Shalhoub.
Oh, yes. Tony Shalhoub. Yeah.
And there are
now I do.
Yep. There are ghosts that are trapped between the glass walls and the writing that keeps them encaged.
Yeah. I like both those gents.
I met C. Ernest Harth, who is the Great Child. He is the big baby ghost.
Oh, wow.
Yep.
Fantastic.
And he talks about some of the scenes he was in, and then he was also in Scooby-Doo 2. He played the minor 49er ghost. And so he has stories of Matthew Lillard.
Ghosts.
Yes, Ghost. And
Ghost.
um, but he has all kinds of stories of doing that movie. And then he was in Saying Is and So with Chris Klein. So,
Yes.
and then, oh, go ahead.
Oh no, nothing. I've seen that too. I like that movie.
Yeah. And then we have some of the Peanuts guests. We have Peppermint Patty, Charlie Brown. So
fantastic. Yeah. Sometimes when I do conventions, I do a little panel on the booth experience, the recording booth experience, and what that's like. And so you've gotten the part. Yeah. You know, now what? Now what? Now what do you do? It can be the booth experience can be quite intimidating if you've never done it before.
Yeah, I've never done it. I've seen it. I know it exists.
Yeah. It can be quite isolating and a little bit intimidating. Oh, okay, a lot intimidating. It could be pretty trying for someone who's not used to it. You can be even the best actor, the most experienced stage actor or film actor. You get in a booth and it's a completely different situation.
Yep, I've only heard stories, and the stories I remember is with Scott Winger when he was filming Aladdin with Robin Williams in the booth.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it's tricky. And then you add on the dubbing component to it, and it gets even harder. And then you add on the fact that you're by yourself in a tiny little room with a glass window separating you from a director, and the engineer can't hear what they're saying. Could be talking about you. You don't know. So yeah, it can be nerve-wracking if you're not used to it. I'm very used to it. It is not nerve-wracking for me anymore, but I'm quite used to it.
All right. We are going to shift gears, and that would be like a shifting sound. We're going to let Christine decide how the rest of the show goes.
Oh, gosh.
So, Christine, there are 3 choices. 3 paths. Okay. Choose wisely. So the first is I ask you questions, and then I do impressions later. The second one is I do impressions first, and then I ask you questions. Or there is the popular mixed bag, where I ask you a question, and then I do an impression. Which way would you like to go?
Oh, mixed bag all the way.
Mixed bag.
Yeah.
Chosen 95% of the time. It's mixed bag.
Yeah.
Although one time it was chosen as number 1, and then I had to do 25 minutes of impressions and 5 minutes of questions.
Oh, no.
I'm like, I need another wheel.
What do you prefer? What's your favorite?
So I like to hear what people have gone through, but being the entertainer, I love hearing the laughter and the joy and the smiles, and sometimes how people want to play along with me. And I think it's fun and very soothing for them because it helps them some people out of their comfort shell. So, and sometimes they're like, are we going to do it? Are we going to do it? And I'm like, well, give me a second. We'll do it. But it is that entertainment value, and I love it. And my impressions go all the way back to my childhood when my sister and I used to do Dumb and Dumber in the car, so. But I like it because it's a chance to act and entertain, and it's very relaxed. So.
Okay, yeah. Well, whichever you want to do. You want to do mixed bag, or you want to do
let's do a mixed baggy.
Okay.
All right. So, what do you most like about voice acting?
Oh dear. I like that I don't have to look a certain way. That's the main thing. I was an actor doing commercials and movies and TV and all that stuff. And as soon as I started doing voiceover, I was like, oh, I don't have to be in front of a camera. This is awesome. So I really shifted gears and pushed really far into the voiceover, character voiceover world. And I love it. I still can do on camera, but I just don't like it. I don't like being on camera that much. So I prefer voice. And you can do any voice that you want, and it doesn't matter what you look like. and you don't have to match the two together. So I can match the voice to the animation, and that's the fun part. Yeah.
Now, do you have a wide range of voices that you can do?
I do, but there is a certain limitation because of the timbre of your voice. There's just a certain thing that puts you into. So I tend to do fighters and older characters and moms or sages or more mature characters, let's say, and that could be anywhere from 30s to 50s or 60s or but I also, because of the range of my voice, do a lot of boys, young to teenage boys, and that's a lot of women with my vocal range do that, and so that falls in. I can't do a teenage girl because my voice doesn't get that high, and I just have a natural timbre to my voice that is old, and that this sounds more mature. So it just doesn't play. But creatures, little trifle little things. I've done rabbits and monsters and puffballs and but yeah, there's lots of different ones there. But I think most of what I'm mostly known for is the older voices. But I am young Sanji in One Piece, so I'm the younger, the kid in that, and I'm Ketchero in Ghost Stories, and I do. There's the young, a younger character, the younger versions of a lot of characters in anime where they do flashbacks and stuff. I do the younger version of the male characters, so I do lots of those.
Now, do people, when they come and ask you, are they like, can you do the voice of so and so? Do they?
All the time. All the time. What seems most disappointing is when they ask me to do the voice of a character that's very close to my own voice, and it's like, well, I'm doing it now. Doing the voice right now. Like, really? Like, yeah. Sorry.
Who was it? DJ Qualls, he had mentioned, I don't know if you know him, he's an actor who's
I do.
Yeah, so he was known for the movie The New Guy, and that movie was a high school kid trying to change his background, and he went to prison and became all hard and tough, and he would do this thing called crazy eyes, where he would look and stare and give a crazy eyes to keep people on their toes, to not mess with them.
Hold on a second. One of my things just started going. Okay, got it. Never mind. All right.
And when so he would do the eyes and people would back up or everything like that. It was an ongoing gag throughout the whole movie. When he was visiting a fan, they said, can you do crazy eyes? And he's like, it's not going to be that as good, because you don't have the sound effect,
Right.
And so he went and did it, and the guy went. And then he went, and the guy's watching on his phone when he did it, in the movie versus when he did it.
Yeah, I know. I have a version of that too. When people want me to do like an animal voice or like Ketchero from Ghost Stories, they want me to do that live. I do it behind the picture of Ketchero because it's just not the same coming from me. It doesn't work. It doesn't work at all. So I prefer not to do the voices on video, but if people want it, I'll do it. Yeah. Because a lot of the voices I do look nothing like they should be coming from someone who looks like me. So it kind of ruins the whole thing. So yeah, that's what I tend to do.
You just need to like have the illusion, like you can have your board and be like, I'm doing the voice. I'm
doing the voice.
All right. Speaking of voices, I guess we shall spin my wheel and see where it lands. All right. It landed on Back to the Future.
Okay. Which one?
The first one.
Okay.
All right. Are you ready?
Yeah, I'm ready.
Right.
Do I have to guess?
Earth angel, will you be mine? I'm such a fool in love. Get your damn hands off her. You really think I should swear? Yes, George, you should go ahead and swear. It's make like a tree and leave. You sound like a damn fool when you say it wrong. You and me, Lorraine, you're going to be my girl someday. I remember the manure. All right.
Wow, now I need to watch the movie again. Now I need to see it again. I have to. I'm gonna have an 80s night. I'm gonna have an 80s night now.
There are some people who are now asking me to do a show in person where I just do impressions or something like that. People are trying to push for that for me, where they just want me to do funny stuff for half an hour.
Do it.
And I'm gonna be like, the following impression is rated.
I have a couple of friends who are stand-ups and do impressions, and where they get most of their traction from is doing impressions of people that nobody does impressions of, like Harrison Ford, or Jack Lemmon, or just impressions of people who nobody would do an impression of. And it's just funny because it's just such an odd thing to see an impression of.
Yeah, my number one requested impression is Arnold Schwarzenegger.
Oh yeah, I can see that.
He sounds like this, and he did such a great movie, and it's such a good impression. But yeah, all the time it's Arnold, and someone just requested they wanted me to start working on Christopher Walken, which is not an easy.
Well, yeah, just put all your periods in the wrong places, and you've got it.
Yeah.
I mean, that's actually what he does. He actually removes all the punctuation from what he's doing. And I mean, that's literally what he does or how he started. Yeah.
So I think I'll base one, because there is one from Big Bang Theory that Howard Wolowitz does as the dungeon master, if Christopher Walken was dungeon masters in D&D.
Yeah, that's a good one.
Yeah, and he's like, I don't know if I should be flying home.
Fun fact, Jim Parsons and I went to college together.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
So fun.
We were both in theater in college.
All right. Would you like me to ask you another question?
Yeah, do it.
Me a question? What would you like to do?
Ask me a question.
Okay. Let's go to the question. So my question for you is, what do you like about each aspect, be it theater, film, or voice acting?
Theater. Theater's a rush. You've done theater, right? Yes. And it's a rush. So once the show stops, there's nothing stopping it. It's just got to keep going no matter what happens. I've had sets fall on me and it still has to keep going, and that's the fun part of theater. Once it's going, it's going. And you just got to go. I think when the phrase "the show must go on," taken kind of literally, and once the curtain goes up, you're committed. There's nothing you can do to stop it. Yeah. And somebody could skip pages and pages of dialogue, and somehow the rest of the cast has to get it back on track. Wardrobe malfunctions, set malfunctions, lighting problems, or the actual perfect show where no one laughs where they're supposed to laugh. Or, all those things happen, and it's just a wild, unpredictable. You prepare for it for a month, and then it's just like it's going, and there's nothing that can stop it at that point. That's what I like about theater. It's a rush. It's a complete and total addictive rush. And then let's see, movies and TV are actually kind of different things in a lot of ways, because movies tend to have a little more time, and TVs are a little bit faster. I like movies because you can really, really dial in to very small moments, and really kind of explore beat by beat a scene and a character, and you can really, really dive into it and be very quiet, which you can't be in theater. You have to be very, very loud. In theater and movies, you have to be, when you're shooting a movie, you have to be very, very small, very, very small. I look at it as all of it is where your audience is. So your audience theater is away from you, so you've got to be bigger to reach them. Movie, the audience is how close the camera is to you, and that's you play for that distance. And voice acting, it's right here. Your audience is right here, like 2 inches from you. And so it picks up everything. And so you've got to be very, very conscious of every little inflection, every little consonant that you're missing or not missing, every emotion, everything has to be right on you. And you have to be very, very quick with it. And I like voice acting, specifically the way we do dubbing. It's kind of thrilling and exciting because generally as actors, we'll have auditioned if we get cast, or the director just knows us and casts us. But we have absolutely no concept of the show going into the booth. We don't know what it is. And the director knows, and we trust them to know the whole picture. You just walk right into the booth. They might give you a little bit of background. They might not. You might watch a little bit of it. You might not. But generally speaking, I've been doing it now for so long, and worked with some directors for so long that we don't even bother talking about it beforehand. We go in. I can look at a few frames, kind of know what the character is. They kind of give me an idea of what they're wanting for the voice, and then the script starts to scroll, the video starts to go. If nobody knows how this works, you've got 2 video monitors in front of you, or one long one, but on one side is the script and one side is the video, and you're matching time code to time code on each one. I've never read the script before. It's all cold read completely. And so what can be fun about that is like a long running show, like, for example, I won't be any spoilers for this. Full Metal Alchemist has been out for a really long time. The first time she throws up, she's has transmutated and lost a lot of her internal organs, so she throws up a lot. First time she comes to throw up, I had no idea it was coming, and I'm just reacting and going along with the script and the picture as it's happening. And so I come to this throw up, and I have to just do it right there. And we stopped that take, and Mike McFarlane, who was directing, was, okay, we're gonna have to do that like 16 more times in this next few episodes, so just get used to it. But yeah, I had no idea it was coming, and they didn't tell me. And there are scenes where they purposely don't tell you that your character's dying in that scene, or somebody else is dying in that scene, and you experience it as it's happening. And there's a bit of a freshness to it, and it's really fun. And then, of course, once we've laid down one track, if anything doesn't fit or doesn't work, we go back and pick up individual lines from there. But we'll usually record an entire scene, just let it roll. And I've never seen the script, I've never seen the video. We just let it roll and see what happens. And that's also quite fun, quite thrilling. So those are the things.
Those are a few of my favorite things.
There you go. I set that one up, didn't I?
Yes. I guess if you'd like, I could share a little bit of my background too, if you want to know a little. Okay, so I am a theater kid. I first started doing theater. Well, I used to do talent shows when I was a kid, so that's how I first started. I used to do Disney songs and do multiple characters, so that's the early voice impression. The Lion King, I did 2 talent shows doing Lion King impressions, all 3 to 4 characters. Hakuna Matata, that was my first song. Then I was in Joseph and the Amazing Technicolor Dreamcoat.
Nice.
My mom loved that show. She watched the movie on the VHS so much with Donnie. And she used to play the CD all the time. So when I went to audition, they said, memorize. I said, I already know all the chorus and everything. You listen to it all the time.
Right.
Then I did a play by Elizabeth Swatos. It's called Runaways. And all teenagers run away from their problems. And I had to sing and rap. And nice. I had backup girls doing this in the background.
The doo-wops.
Yes, the doo-wops.
So when you were a kid, when you were before talent shows, before all of that, were you one of those kids that sequesters your entire family into a room and makes them watch your show? I did.
My friend Noah and he would turn the chairs over and like have like animals and figures, and I would be the voice going, and presenting, So
Yeah. I think my entire extended family dreaded these. So when me and my cousins would do put on little shows for them as dance shows or songs or plays, things that we had all put together like 5 minutes before it started. So they were so professional, so awesome. Yeah,
scene.
scene. I think I'm the only one of my cousins that took it really seriously. Uh, until I actually did. I took it really seriously, and yeah.
And then there was that, and then my family used to have karaoke night, and we would do songs, and then during the month of March we would do Irish karaoke.
Oh, nice.
Yes. And so I would sometimes almost break the mic because I would be like, "I'm smiling," and it's just like way too loud. But I'm like 10 years old. And
that's
but
perfect.
Yeah.
That's perfect.
And then I did the Wizard of Oz at my college, and that kind of bit the bug. And then I did Shakespeare, and then I did the musical Hair, and that was a lot of fun.
You seem like you gravitate toward musicals.
I just kind of got lumped in sometimes because I'm of my tonal quality and sing quality. It's that baritone. So and sometimes I do better if it's a talky song versus like a long song. Like I got cast in the Fantastics, and that was a challenge because I was in my mid-30s playing like I'm 15. And it was just having to do all that vocal range and act, where I was more accustomed to just doing a talk song and later toodles, instead of like, you have 5-6 songs. Okay, let's see how that goes.
Yeah. Did you what Shakespeare did you do?
Did The Tempest.
Oh,
so cool. We did A Dollhouse. I did the play Everyman and Dulcetius. So we did some medieval ones. I did Fiddler on the Roof when I was in Ohio doing theater sets for the summer. And we did a recording of the opening of Tradition, Tradition.
Yeah.
There's 50 people and like one microphone, So all the voices. So sometimes someone would cheat a little and I go, Tradition. Like I would throw an extra up just so you would hear a Titan. They'd be like, that's Dan. Yep, he threw that extra.
Do you still do theater?
I was doing it, but it's kind of gone downward because of it's hard because of my job. I work 10-hour days, so sometimes it's not. So doing film was much easier to give up less time, and doing this, but they started doing a lot more children's shows and not really adult shows. And the last show I did was Sin, Sex, and the CIA, and I had to play a very physical character that would run into calamity and deliver long monologues and be very physical. And I wasn't like in the best of shape that, so it was very challenging. But he was an inspector and he would read from the manuscript 065321 of the, and he would almost get set on fire. So I had to come up with ripped stuff, or he'd get his foot caught in the rope, or he would get electrocuted. And I had to lead a dance on a scene to Ram Jam Black Betty, where people would have to go through the doors and everything. And I had to start in the bed and I'd slide to the door, and then everybody would run through different doors and everything. But I was the key person to start that. I did 1776. And what was and then I did murder mystery ones, which that was
I've done my share of murder mystery. I think everyone has to. I did a lot of dinner theater out of school. Yeah. And I was a couple of repertory theater companies, and I did a repertory children's theater too for several years. Yeah. So.
Yep. I would always get killed off very early in the dinner theater. But the bonus to that was the catering company was really good, so I would go get cake. So
Yeah,
sometimes
yeah.
people would be like, I wish my character was dead so I could have cake, you know?
We usually got the one I was doing was did banquets, and so
Yeah.
any of the meals that were unserved, the actors got to have them after. So it
Hmm.
was a bonus. Yeah, and the one of the murder mystery, I was always the detective. So I
Yeah,
was
that was
the
my role too.
last man
Yeah.
standing, on for the whole thing.
And the last thing I'll share is when I was a part of Auten Christmas. That
Oh,
is,
that's a popular one. Yes.
so they created a character for me to help with the scene changes for the two actors.
Hmm.
So I was this silent, drunken elf character, and I'd pretend to get more and more wasted throughout the show and fall over and trip and have trees knock me down throughout the whole show of different shapes and sizes. And I'll never forget the actor because he called my character stupid or something. It was just something like his character would just say because of how he was playing this older waitress. Just say something, and people got mad about it. And people are like, he's trying.
That's
Just leave
funny.
him be. And I'm like, ha ha. But it was, I had never experienced that emotion. Everybody had laughed, but then there was like 3 to 4 people who were genuinely upset that he said something to my character.
Aw.
So they're like, Dan had to go get sympathy. And I'm like, yep.
That's funny.
But it was a lot of fun. But it was almost like playing a Christmas elf from Bad Santa.
Yeah.
I had a full beard, cigarette, holly shirt, the suspenders, Chuck Taylors with bells on them, black shorts, and I would drive this old lady scooter up and down the theater.
That sounds like
Bumping
fun.
into stuff. Yeah, bumping into stuff.
That sounds like fun. That sounds like
It
a lot
was.
of
It
fun.
was fun. People are like, "You okay?" I'm like, "Dang, scooter!" And like I would just get back and drive and hit something else, and it was just hysterical.
Yeah, Greater Tune is a staple of early theater. It's everywhere.
Would you like another impression? All
Sure.
right. Is there something that you would like to hear, or?
No, let's let the wheel decide.
All right. It is The Breakfast Club.
Oh, okay.
All right. Let me get out my watch. All right. Are you ready?
Yeah.
You'll find that answer next Saturday. I'm sorry, but it's 6 Saturdays. Shut up, Pee-wee. You want another Saturday? Yeah. Does Barry Manilow know that you raid his wardrobe? I'm sorry you'll be without his services. He decided to go to the gym. What did you get in trouble for? I made this elephant lamp and the light wouldn't go off and it blew up in my locker. I could just tape your butts together. That's why I'm here. So.
You got it.
Yes.
You captured it. Detention.
Yeah. People normally like when I do Judd Nelson's and Brian, hi, Brian, and just I get that all the time. But it's a lot of fun. Okay. Is there anything else you would like me? You want me to do one more question as we wrap it up here?
Sure. Yeah, let's do the question.
All right.
Let's see what we have. We have a couple left.
All right. So what I want to know is when you were recording the voiceover of Lady Death and Hope, were you provided with any animation drawings, anything?
Yeah. So that was a fully from the scratch production. So ADV Films, the company I was working with, did it from the beginning. So we started with a scratch track. We had the script, and the actors got around in a circle with us microphones, and we all read the script from beginning to end and recorded it for the animators. It's called the scratch track. The animators took it, and a few months later, we had animatics, which are sort of half animation drawings, and we had some finished concept art so we knew what the finished character would look like. But then we re-recorded the entire script with animatics, so it would be like and Lady Death actually spends most of the entire movie making noises. Not really saying much. She just makes noises and fights, and I remember they had set aside so many hours for me to record, and they booked it, which I was great with. I was like, yeah, great, 25 hours, awesome. And the contract signed, you're going to pay me for 25 hours no matter what. And it was so few lines, it was mostly just fighting, and I'd already done so many fighting characters that I think we knocked out the entire movie in like 4 hours. And then once the animation was complete, they come back through and do re-records. So anything that doesn't quite work from the original recording we go back and redo it. And so that's to the finished animation. And then we premiered it at Comic-Con in San Diego. And that was the first time I saw the full movie was then. So, yep, we had, it was weird. It was interesting. It's kind of like recording video games, actually, in the sense that you just have drawings, or you just have like still images of what the character's going to look like. And that's really all you have. But since I started it from the very beginning with the scratch track, I was kind of super familiar with the character and knew what I was doing already. So.
It's really cool. I really like hearing that story. Actually, I have Lady Death right behind me right now.
Yes, you do. Yes, you do. And it had a great cast. I mean, Rob Mungle is actually one of my favorite actors, and being able to work with him a lot was great. But once we finish the scratch track, we don't see each other again. All the actors, we don't see each other anymore. Although they're friends of mine, so I see them outside of work. But while we're working, we don't work together. We just work individually.
Understood. But yeah. I'm glad that you got to do that, and that you and what was your voiceover experience like when you were working on Bubblegum Crisis Tokyo?
So that was different. Bubblegum Crisis was one of my first major parts, and so I wasn't really acquainted with dubbing just yet. And this was in 1997, 98. So it was a long time ago. And we recorded to tape, and it was not digital. So that means the dubbing has to be very accurate, because there's no stretching, there's no moving the audio wave. You need to mix it here or there and make it fit. You have to fit. So you have to know how to live dub quickly, and you get the countdown, beep, beep, beep. Some studios do that. Some studios do what we call chase, which is the second you see the mouth start to move, you pace yourself and do the whole line. And then they scooch it back a little bit if they can. But for the most part, you just have to hit it, which means that every single take you do like 20 times. And so your recording time, they're called loops, what we considered a recordable line in one stretch. And we would do like 12 to 15 loops an hour. That's about all you could get. Now with digital and nonlinear recording, you can do 60 to 90 in 1 hour. And so it's moves along a lot faster, but then it was painstaking and I remember I did one grunt like 50 times. The director just couldn't quite get his head around it. Like, I'm not doing this again. You've got it somewhere. It's there. And then there's all the songs, all the music, and the straight translation didn't come anywhere close to fitting the mouth flaps. There was just no way to do it. So I actually rewrote myself all the songs in English so that they would fit the flaps, and re-recorded them again, really painstaking to record all of them and get them fitting into the show. But it was really, really rough. Because it was just, the process was just so different then. And so it was a bit of a rough go. And I was so new to it. And so at that point, because of the way we had to do it and the nature of it, it was actually new, and all the actors that were working then, there were very few of us doing it. They gave us VHS tapes of the of the show in Japanese so that we could practice with the script. And so we actually get to practice because we had to, because it had to match, you know.
Yeah.
So we had rehearsal, you know, that we rehearsed it and got as familiar with it as we possibly could before we recorded, so that it would be go a little bit faster. Yeah, but there's some brilliant actors in that one. I mean, Hilary Haig is amazing. Just so many great actors in that. And John Grimion is in Spike Spencer. It's just a who's who. That's one of the early shows. So it's a really great show. And because of that, it's like burned into my head, and it's one of my favorite shows. So, you know, usually if somebody asks me the question, "What's your favorite show?" It's that one, just because we work so hard on it, and we work so hard to get it to match the flaps and be emotional and be fun and also be, you know, dynamic and scary and everything it needed to be. We just worked really hard on it, and so that will always kind of be burned in my head as my favorite. You know, I've had better characters since then, but not many. She's a rock star. Chris is hard to beat, you know.
True. All right, I'm gonna do
motorcycle riding rock star. You know?
All right, I'm gonna do one more impression and we're gonna wrap it up. And I have chosen a fun one. I've chosen E.T.
Oh, goody.
All right, are you ready?
Yeah.
Da, 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 da. Elliot. Ouch. No, don't touch that and everything. Did you really have to dress him up like a girl? E.T. Phone home. Oh my God, look, they're really flying. They're flying. No, you can't take them away from me. Ta-da. All right.
Nice, yay. So do you remember when it depends on your age, where were you when you first saw E.T.?
Oh my. I was probably, I was at home. That's when I lived in Illinois with my mom, and we had the old VHS. We had the remote that was built into the TV with the clicker, and I was watching the TV, and I wasn't afraid of E.T., but I was a little, I don't know about this guy, you know, because I think I was like around 6 or 7, so I was a little iffy.
Right.
Because I had seen other alien movies that had kind of freaked me out at that time, so I was a little.
What was your first alien movie that freaked you out? Do you remember?
Oh my goodness, Mac and Me. My sister used to terrify me.
Oh yeah, Mac and Me. Yeah,
because
I like that one.
She would tell me it was going to get me, and she'd go, and I go, "Quit it!" And then she would turn it on, and it would be in Spanish, and then, you know, like I would just be like, ah. That and Chucky. She used to scare me.
Oh God, I can't believe you watched Chucky. Oh my goodness.
He would put that on the TV where I couldn't change it, and he would speak in Spanish. He'd be like, and I'd be like, I don't know Spanish. And you know, so
I saw E.T. for the first time at a drive-in movie theater.
Aww.
A drive-in, yeah. Remember those? I don't know if anybody still exists, but yeah, a drive-in movie theater. It's the first time I saw Star Wars was at a drive-in too. Ooh. The original. Yeah.
See, Star Wars you do. Yeah. But so I watched it with my mom on the couch with my sister, and then I took my mom to Universal Studios, and we did E.T. the ride.
Oh, nice.
So that's why they're flying, because I always remember that in the ride. So.
They're flying. Yeah, that's awesome.
Plus,
that's awesome.
I had a talk with C. Thomas Howell.
Mm-hmm.
He was in E.T., and he was one of the younger boys.
Oh, yeah, I met him. I know who he is.
He got in trouble for messing with E.T. on the set or something like that. Like he was messing with because he's a kid and he's just, you know, messing with the prop because he's 10 years old or 9.
Yeah.
I do know that his dad still calls him Pony Boy, that it's logged in his phone as Pony Boy.
Oh, that's funny.
That's
funny. Stay gold, Pony Boy.
Yep, stay golden.
Golden.
Smoke a pack more than one a day, I'll skin you.
One of my pastimes is watching movies, so I've seen all these movies multiple times. Yeah, The Outsiders, of course, was mandatory, so
Oh
you had to
yeah.
watch that.
My mom first handed me the book of The Outsiders, and I read it in high school. And then later, a few years later, she bought me the DVD.
Oh yeah.
And I'm like, look, it's Emilio Estevez. It's Mighty Ducks, man.
Yep.
But all right, so I'm going to
All
go ahead
right.
and wrap it up. I want to thank
Okay.
my guest, Christine, for being on Dan-A-Plooza.
Yeah.
Dan-A-Plooza still keeps rolling with our final guest, Jennifer Baptist from the Trauma film. So everyone, stay tuned and have a good night.